Oh, goodness. So where we left off on our last chat was where we were really bringing in different people to the table, to the roundtable discussion, right? Making
Yeah.
sure that every different arena, nook and cranny, is represented because it builds more understanding, awareness, and that safe space, right? Where people can really get together. And vulnerability is a big piece of really letting go of shame and judgment and opening up to these other are not like us. And it is challenging. It is scary when you walk into a room of many people filled with people that don't look like you, sound like you, act like you, talk like you, walk like you, all of those things, right?
Yeah.
But it isn't until you drop that discomfort and open up with grace, not overshare, but open up with grace, knowing and putting your heart first, knowing that you're in the best interest of everybody around you and the business and the ultimate goals and objectives, right? So there's this really awesome quote by Brene Brown. Again, like I
I'm
love sharing
convinced or not, like the three of us would have an amazing time together. I
yes,
love her.
I love Brene. I'm such a Beast fan. I even reached out and I was like, please jump on a call with me.
Just for like 5 minutes. I can just look at you and
Yes, be inspired. Inspire me to write a book. Anyways, so her quote is, worrying about scarcity is our culture's version of post-traumatic stress. It happens when you've been through too much. And rather than coming together to heal, which requires that vulnerability, we're angry and scared and at each other's throats. This quote I've really held on to because as somebody in the differently abled community, it's really hard for me to understand when people complain about their things, or people who haven't been through adversity or grew up with money, or all of these different challenges that our people are deeply hurt by in the differently abled community, complain and judge, and all of these different pieces of the puzzle that I just didn't understand. But it's because they were raised not to be vulnerable, right? Different things add those different pieces where judgment comes in. And that's when you're at each other's throat. So really dropping that vulnerability can help you challenge the status quo. It can help you open up because you're opening up yourself.
it's like I would love to clap or round of applause. It's so true. And I think you can help other people if you sense that somebody is sharing something that was hard for them to share. Let them, like, thank you so much for sharing. I could tell that was hard for you. I want to be able to support, get on board and listen to what they're saying. It's so easy to say, oh, be vulnerable, put yourself out there. But in this situation, like I feel like I've sat in meetings and my palms get really sweaty and I'm like, do I want to say this? Do I want to say this? And then the meeting's over. I'm like, probably should have said this. Like, it's so scary. But if we can't say we need these accommodations or we need these things, nobody else is going to know or say things for us. But being able to do it, you got to put yourself out there a little bit.
It's so true. And you mentioned, it's hard to create those clear panels or that clear discussion based on that vulnerability and making it easy. So transitioning to hack number 7 would be to be transparent and create those very clear, concise communication channels so that people know where to approach things, where people know where to go and have these important discussions and sometimes uncomfortable discussions. So for me, I think communication is the most important piece. Besides active listening, then comes communication, and communication with everything, with a strong marriage, with a strong friendship, with a strong team. It all requires communication. So can you open up a little bit more about that and building that transparent communication channel?
And I'm a huge fan too of processes and where to go and what to happen. So is there an online channel where you're supposed to ask questions? Can you walk into somebody's office? When they say they have an open office, do they really have an open door? What does that actually look like? Because if you don't know where to go or who to go to with a question, you're just it's hard enough to want to ask it. And then if you don't know who you're supposed to go to and then you have to retell your story 10 times, it's like when you call a customer service line and you're like, please change it, give me to someone else, give me to someone else. It's tough to kind of put yourself out there and be able to do it in the first place. So being able to create those clear channels makes a lot. And it also goes on the line with transparency and authenticity. If there's information that you know and are not sharing it, that really can break down so much trust. We have to be able to, be as transparent as we possibly can so you can make better decisions. We can build relationships. We can't do anything if there's just a wall and you're not sharing what you know. It's tough.
It is. So what's your action steps there for that point so people can really build their teams there and create those strong communication channels?
I think when you're even in, and going back to the design thinking we talked about a little bit ago, is, talk to your team. What are your expectations? Is it email that you ask these questions of? Should you be on your internal instant messaging system? How often are you supposed to, is it within 24 hours you're supposed to email? Who do you ask these questions of? Get everybody together and have those conversations so you know where to go. And even this person is responsible for this, or this person's responsible for that. If there's an internal directory or something that you can have so people know, I think is really crucial. It's tough to ask the question of what do you do, during the day? But if you can ask it for the benefit of the organization, what can we count on you for? What information can you provide so people know who their touch point is and who their contact person is? So creating that easy access will make it a lot easier.
Oh yeah, especially for new hires, right? Who are brand new to the company, helps ease them in more. I love it. So hack number 8 is something that we talked about a little bit before, right? And that everybody's different. So hack number 8, understand you don't know everything.
Yes.
Because when you close your mind off like that, you become a person that's not only challenging and difficult to work with, but you're inhibiting yourself from growth and experience and opportunity, right?
Yeah,
what a shame.
The whole fake it till you make it thing, I just don't understand. And it's not, people will know. I will know that you don't know that information, or this person, there's no way we can all know everything, right? We need each other. We need your role, we need your experience, we need your expertise. And there's always going to be somebody who knows something more or different who can add value. But it's tough to go from, I think I know it, to hold up, this person over here can really be helpful. It's a tough transition.
Oh, absolutely. I love the whole concept of bio-individuality. In fact, every time I end a keynote or a lesson or anything, I make sure to refocus it on the exact person that's watching or listening. And that's the fact that you and anybody listening to this are the only you in the entire universe, right? Not only that, but when you bring the universe in to yourself and realize that your body has over 50 trillion cells in it, you're your own universe. So you have a lot going on for you, and you need to control that universe and everything that you have by realizing that you need to grow and be the best version, right? So understand that you don't know everything is really important, not just for the people around you, but for you. For the person itself.
Yeah. And I think too, as we transition a lot, as about 10,000 baby boomers retire every day, and there's not enough Gen Z to actually take spots. So a lot of millennials are getting leadership roles faster than ever before. And sometimes we're managing people that are much older than us. And it's coming to the realization of, yes, I am your supervisor, but you have so much more knowledge in this particular area. Right. Be vulnerable, put yourself out there and say, I would love to know what you've done within our organization, and just, own up to it. Because the minute you try and say, I knew everything, I don't need your help. I know you've been here for 15 years, but I just walked in yesterday and I'm so much better than you are. Like, you've lost it, right? You've lost the trust, lost the respect of those people.